What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy King Beam, and I am back with a brand new video. Okay, so for about a month now, I'd had this video idea about how I'd remake the sequels or like rewrite them in my own personal way. So I finally sat down, wrote up a script so I could get this video done. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be presenting how I'd rewrite the sequels, and I don't think I'm gonna make this into like a 40-minute video. It's probably gonna be a series, so yeah, stay tuned for that, I guess. And before I start the vid, I just want to say that this is in no way meant to like slander the sequel trilogy or, you know, be hateful toward it, because I love all three of the sequel movies a lot. They're really great, no matter what anyone says. They're great movies, and this is just like a fan fiction, I guess, displaying what my perfect ideal sequel trilogy would look like. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, so I wouldn't personally change anything about The Force Awakens. I mean, I know it's controversial with all the fan service and it basically being a Command C, Command V of A New Hope, but I don't know, it's just, the movie works for me, and I think The Force Awakens is perfect as it is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. So we start out with the bomber scene, and the whole bomber scene I would not change, because the whole thing makes scientific sense, and I was going to prepare a spill here in my my script and tell you guys why it makes scientific sense, but all I have here in my script, in parentheses, it says insert science, and I don't have any science to insert. So
the bombs are released inside the artificial gravity environment of the bomber. They fall from where they're suspended to the bottom of the artificial gravity field. They leave the artificial gravity field and they retain all of their inertia and carry on as projectiles until they hit something.
Wouldn't change that scene. I would change the Yo Mama joke that Finn makes, because that it's disgusting. But other than that, that scene is fine. So we're gonna go on, we move on. Poe gets demoted, Finn wakes up, blah blah blah. We cut to Rey on Ahch-To. Now here's where I really start to change stuff up. Okay, so we get the cliffhanger scene where Rey is holding out Luke's lightsaber, and instead of Luke being weird and tossing his lightsaber off a cliff, he holds it, remembering his past, and then he just takes it, tucks his saber underneath his Jedi robes, and then just walks away like he did in the actual film. And then we cut to what is one of my favorite scenes in this movie, Kylo's little meeting with Snoke. Okay, so he goes on about how Kylo is a weak little child and even insults his beautiful helmet. And then Kylo, goes into the elevator, realizes that he needs to make a change, grow up, embrace the dark side, and he rages and destroys his helmet. Then we cut back to Ahch-To, and instead of watching a weird 5-minute scene in a day of the life of a child murderer, we get a scene where Luke mourns Han's death and realizes that he needs to connect back to the Force. And as he reconnects back to the Force, the Resistance officer ship, main ship, capital ship, whatever the, big boy ship that all the important people were in, gets blown to bits by guess who? Kylo Ren. He fully embraces the dark side, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna kill my mom. I'm not gonna get cold feet like I did in the actual movie. I'm gonna go ahead, pull the trigger, and then Kylo Ren blows up the ship. Okay, so he blows up the ship, and he thinks he killed his mother, except she doesn't die. Because since Luke is connected to the Force, Luke reaches out to Leia and then guides her and I guess teaches her with the Force. I don't know. Somehow he helps and guides her through space and back to the ship so that she'll survive. And then Luke, goes on to the Falcon, reunites with his boy R2D2, and then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna, become a Jedi Master again and train Rey. Alright, blah blah blah. Stuff happens. Sorry. And then we get the infamous scene with Vice Admiral Holdo. And instead of her saying nothing to the Resistance about her plan and her hating men because all they want to do is blow stuff up, she tells the Resistance that they need a plan to get away from the First Order, or else they're going to get in some transports and escape to a nearby planet. Hopefully, if they don't all die. And so then stuff happens, the meeting ends, and then Finn sees Poe in a corner, and then Poe Dameron is sad and stuff because he feels like he's responsible for Leia's injuries and stuff. And then Finn is like, it's gonna be okay, I got a big boy plan. And then he tells him about the plan about sneaking onto Snoke's ship to do the whole security thing so that they can bypass the compressor, and yes, so that they can do the thing that they did in the movie, so that the thing that they need to escape, okay? They need to do some security shenanigans so that they can escape, okay? But then there is one big boy problem. We need a master code breaker. But whoa, guess who walks in the room? No other than, guess what? Rose Tico. Rose happens to be a master code breaker. She's not useless anymore in my version of the film. She has meaning. She is cool. People are gonna like my Rose because she's what? Master code breaker. Okay. So the three of them are going to sneak onto Snoke's ship. But wait, we have another big boy problem. We don't have a ship that can sneak onto Snoke's ship. That's where Maz comes in. She knows a guy on Canto Bight that has a really cool ship that they can use. Boom. The three of them tell Holdo their plan. Holdo's like, you know what? Let's do it, guys. The three of them head to Canto Bight. Okay. After this, we cut back to Oct 2, and Rey and Kylo have their whole connection thing, and then Rey begins her training. We see another one of my favorite scenes where Luke tells Rey, breathe, just breathe, reach out. And yeah, she does that, and she sees the darkness, and she tries to run toward it, but Luke uses the Force to, keep her away from it in her little Force vision dream, whatever that's called. And then he's like, yeah, Kylo was just like this, running towards the darkness. I failed him, my sister, and my best friend. That's why I came to this island to die, so that I won't have to feel the feeling of failing anyone else again. It's way better than the whole I tried to kill my nephew and that went horribly wrong, so I ran away part of the old movie. My movie is better because Luke is real. This is real life Luke Skywalker. He's not a child murderer anymore. He is a flawed Jedi Master who has depression. Basically, Master Yoda, but Master Luke. Big brain. Okay, then we cut to Canto Bight, and we see the scene where Rose is disgusted by the planet, but instead of telling Finn what war does to people, the guy who used to be a stormtrooper, come on Disney, instead of telling Finn tells Poe about what war does to people. And then Poe is like, oh wow, I never realized how the wars I'm in, affect other people on other planets outside the Resistance and the First Order. And he's like, maybe I'll hop into less X-Wings and blow less stuff up so that Admiral Holdo will like me and not think that I am, just a typical man who blows stuff up wherever I go. Okay? Poe has a realization and he becomes a better person because, character growth. Yes, character development is what I was what I was looking for. Okay. Then the police find them, and instead of doing the whole go to jail thing and riding space camels through the city, they just find a ship. They take a ship, and they head to Snoke's ship, which is where their actual ship was all along. So they could have just, you know what? I don't know. Let's just keep going. Okay, so then we get the beautiful Ben Swallow scene, and instead of him explaining to Rey that Luke tried to, chop off his dome, he explains to Rey that, when he was a kid, he was on FaceTime with Snoke, and Snoke was like, hey, want to be my apprentice? And Kylo was like, yeah, dark side seems cool because, I'm an edgy, emo, preteen, yeah. And so then he tries to, kill Luke Skywalker, and he thinks he killed Luke Skywalker, but he really didn't kill Luke Skywalker because he's alive. And so when Rey hears what happened, she's like, oh, you know what, I better go stop Kylo before he does anything else. And then Luke is like, whoa, Rey, you better stop, you're not ready. But then she's like, but I gotta save the Resistance because I'm Rey. And then Luke is like, I did the same thing when I was your age, I left my training early and it didn't work out well. I got my hand chopped off. But then she's like, I gotta go anyway because, I gotta do it because they need me. So she goes off. But then after that, Luke is visited by Yoda, and not only Yoda, but also Obi-Wan, and they give him some advice, and they're like, hey man, you're freaking Luke Skywalker. You got this. You gotta go save some people, man. And so then Luke, he drags his X-wing out of the poo-poo water, and he flies towards Leia because he senses her with the Force, of course. And so this is where the whole meat and potato tots of the whole movie starts. So let's get started. So Finn, Poe, and Rose are at Snoke's ship. Rey is at Snoke's ship, and the Resistance has just exited hyperspace, and they're being followed by guess who? Snoke's ship. Everybody's at Snoke's ship. I don't know why we all went on side quests if we were all just going to end up in the same place after all, but plot, you gotta love it. Okay, so Rey gets out her little pod thingy, and Kylo takes her to Snoke, and all the while this is happening, Poe, Finn, and Rose have snuck onto Snoke's ship to do the whole code break thing so that the Resistance can escape. Maybe. So, Kylo and Rey are in the throne room. Snoke unleashes his power on Rey, and he tells Kylo to kill her with her own lightsaber. But in Kylo's head, he's like, wait, if I'm going to fully embrace the dark side, I should probably be the one ruling the dark side. I should be the only Sith around here so that no one opposes me. I'm the top dog. So you know what he does? He kills Snoke instead of killing Rey. And then we get the really cool Praetorian Guard scene, and everyone's like, whoosh, whoosh, bang, bang, slice, slice. And I better not see anyone in the comments talking about how that one dude had 2 knives at the beginning and then suddenly had 1, because that's relevant to my version of the story, okay? Alright, so eventually Finn, Rose, and Poe, they all get caught. They're brought to Phasma, and, Phasma is about to kill them. Things went wrong, so the Resistance is getting into their little escape pods and flying away. Leia has woken up by now, by the way, and they're getting into their escape pods. Snoke's ship is shooting at them, and Kylo is like, Rey, join me, be my apprentice. I'm the Sith Lord, and you can be my Sith apprentice person. And then Rey's like, no, I can't do that because I'm a good guy, bro. And then Kylo's like, whoa, dude, no, you can't be a good guy because we are bad together. And so instead of them doing the whole, force, let's break the lightsaber apart, yeah, they actually have a fight. So Rey and Kylo start fighting each other. Okay. Fast forward to the Finn, Rose, and Poe Dameron situation. Backtrack because that hasn't happened yet. The Resistance. They're all going away. Blah, blah, blah. They're going to Crait. Holdo pulls a holdo maneuver and goes wabam right through the ship, and stuff explodes, and it looks very pretty. The most beautiful scene in any Star Wars movie ever. You know it is, and don't try to lie and say it isn't because you don't like The Last Jedi. Beautiful scene, by the way. Holdo pulls her holdo maneuver, and then everything blows up, and so now it's Rose, Poe, and Finn versus the First Order, and stuff is doing its stuff. Stuff is going wrong. People are getting killed, blown up. Then Captain Phasma is about to kill Poe and Rose, but then guess what happens? Finn uses the Force and pushes Captain Phasma out of the way, and then he looks at his hands and he's like, "Whoa, I just did that," you know? And then Phasma gets up, and then she's like, "Scum," and then Finn's like, "Yeah, rebel scum." And then he force pushes her into the fire, and she dies because, yeah, he's a force wielder now, because that would be cool. He was supposed to be a force wielder if Disney didn't cut an hour out of the last movie, but that's not what we're here to talk about tonight, okay? Let's continue the story. So, after Finn saves Poe and Rose, they fly to Crait, where the rest of the Resistance is. Kylo and Rey are having their fight, but Rey loses, and she gets knocked out, and Kylo Ren takes the Anakin Skywalker saber for himself, because that's total Grievous move, and why wouldn't you do that after you win the battle? So we're on Crait, okay? The rebels are lined up. They're licking the salt off of the ground, because that's what you do when you're on Crait. The First Order come. The big gorilla ape walkers are walking down. They're about to shoot at the Resistance. There's like 20 of them, and they're getting ready to go. Poe, Finn, Rose, the rest of the unnamed Resistance people, they get in their rinky-dinkity little speeder things, and they're ready. They're going. TIE fighters are swooping down. Bang, bang, bang. People are shooting at people. Stuff is getting blown up. There's a big giant laser shooting at the door. You saw the movie. You know what's happening on Crait. It's a war, okay? But, alright, the fighting stops. Because guess who walks on the battlefield? Luke Skywalker. And no, I don't mean a force projection of Luke Skywalker. I mean the actual Luke Skywalker, with his green lightsaber that he pulls out of his cloak, and he's ready. And he's like, "Hey kid, let's dance." And so then Kylo does his whole fire, and then and then they're firing, and then Kylo's like, more, and then what's this dude's name? Hux, General Hux. He's like, "Hey, I think we fired enough by now." But then, once the smoke clears, we see that Luke has froze every single bullet fired at him with the Force, and he's just holding it out, and then he projects all of the fire back at the First Order. All of their stuff gets blown up. Boom, 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 boom. Explosion. Bang, bang, wham, pow, ka-chow. All that good stuff happens, okay? And so then, Kylo walks out. His cloak is tattered in flames. He takes out his lightsaber, he puts it out, and he's like, vroom. And then him and Luke Skywalker have a fight. And then Luke's like, "Hey, Resistance dudes, run. I got this." And he's like, ching, 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 ching. Okay. By the way, by this time of the film, Rey and Chewie have shown up by now, so they're like doing their thing over there. Okay. So everything's happening. We're having the big duel. It's not a fake duel where Kylo can stick his lightsaber through Luke and he doesn't die. This is a real epic lightsaber duel, the best you've ever seen, better than Anakin and Obi-Wan, even though that's not possible because Anakin and Obi-Wan is the best lightsaber duel in the whole franchise ever, anything, Anyway, it's a fight. It's really cool. The Resistance is running away. They're following little ice crystal space wolves to get out of the thingamajig. They reach the point where they're trying to escape, but then they can't because the rocks are there. And then Finn is like, hey, guess what? I'm a Jedi now. So Finn starts to move the rocks. But guess who else is moving the rocks with him? Rey. So Rey's like, whoa, you can use the Force? And then Finn's like, yeah, let's train together for the next movie so that we can beat Kylo. Heck yeah. Okay, so they move the rocks out the way. The Resistance escapes. And then once Luke sees that the Resistance has escaped, he pulls an Obi-Wan and he's like, haha, I'm going to become more powerful than you've ever imagined if you strike me down. And Kylo's just like, angry, I'm just going to kill you. So then Kylo Ren kills Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker still dies in this movie, but it's not in a weird way because he overexerted himself. He actually died in battle for a cause. He helped the Resistance escape. Leia is sad because her brother is dead, but he came through in the end, and she doesn't feel like he failed her anymore because he saved the day, because he's what? The legend? The who? Luke Skywalker. Okay, we're back on the Falcon. Everyone's sad, but they're also happy because they're alive. We're flying away into space. We're calling the rest of the Resistance. Well, not the Resistance. We're calling more rebels to our cause. We must band together and fight, because in the next movie, Sheev is alive again. No, not in my version, no. Palpatine doesn't come back in my version of The Rise of Skywalker because that's just dumb. Technically, he didn't come back in Disney's version either because he's a freaking clone, but we're not here to talk about The Rise of Skywalker yet because this is The Last Jedi / The Force Awakens video, even though The Force Awakens only took up 10 seconds of the video. Clickbait at its finest. Anyway, wow, we're 22 minutes in. I've been talking for a while and I need water. Thank you for watching the video. If you've gotten this far, I appreciate you and we should be best friends. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and feel free to leave a dislike if you don't, because I enjoy all types of criticism. Leave in the comments, your theories, any questions you have about my fan fiction. What I meant to say was leave in the comments your fan fiction, but I'm weird. I'm awkward, and this is fun. But yes, like, dislike, comment, turn on post notifications so you never miss any of my videos. The next video in this series will be coming out next Friday as well, so stay tuned. Jedi Fallen Order Part 4 drops on Monday because I didn't feel like playing last weekend, but we're playing this weekend. It's coming. I know you guys like it. It's coming back. I think that's all of the YouTuber stuff I have to get done. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I had fun making this, and I'm still talking, and I probably shouldn't be. This is going on for way too long. I'm just rambling, but I'm having fun doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it. I had fun making this video. My script was like 3 pages long, and I enjoy it, and why am I still talking? Peace out. Have a great day. Peace.